Good morning, friends. Hi, hi, hi. I am coming to you live from my terrace. Um, because it's a celebration. It's a celebration. Hope everyone is okay. Um, Today we're celebrating a lot of things. A lot of things happened in my life this week, so I'm very excited to celebrate with you guys. First, let's see who's here in the comments. If you're here in the comments, say hi. If this is your first video you've ever watched, you're not normally like this, but we should celebrate ourselves more. So we're celebrating today. Good morning, S.A. Nikki, C.K. Renia, Amina, uh, Janice, Monique. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Hello, JG. Good morning, Octavia Harris, Coach Donna Marie. Thank you, Cheryl. All right, so today we're really just hanging out, talking. Put earrings on because I forgot. But I brought them with, I ran out of time, is really the answer. We may have some guests pop up in this live stream, so don't be surprised if that happens. Some mystery guests. Today I'm going to talk about moving abroad, which I always talk about. You know I'm going to talk about that. But I got these hoops yesterday, and I can't get them to. There we go. I can't figure out how to close them when they're in. There we go. Um, and how I made it happen and how you can make it happen. And let's see. Okay, so tomorrow is my 47th birthday. In the words of the young people, I'm an old hoe. I'll take that. In the common parlance of today's young people, I am an old hoe. This was a gift I've never used before from Carmen. Thank you, Carmen. I'm gonna try this. And okay, so my birthday is tomorrow. Tuesday was Tuesday the 13th. If it was, it marked 7 years of me living in Mexico City, and Tuesday of this week. Yes, Tuesday of this week coming up will like those can't both be Tuesdays. The 13th of May 2018 is the day. No, the 13th of May 2019 is the day I moved to Mexico City, and the 19th of May 2018 is the day I left America. Wednesday was the 13th. Yeah, thank you. You know I don't know these things. Why would I know what the day is? Oh, that does smell good. Carmen was like, I don't know if you like the scent of guava, but she knows I'm Jamaican. And she knows we are super powered by guava, amongst everything. So I was like, of course, you're Jamaican, you like the scent of guava. I'm Jamaican, I'm gonna like the scent of guava. Let's lotion up. So, ooh, Gwen and Derek. Gwen, your birthday's tomorrow. My birthday's tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday, right? Happy birthday! Well, if is that Gwen or Derek? Which one of y'all has a birthday tomorrow? Birthday twin. It's also so today. Yesterday was my best friend, one of my best friend's wedding anniversary, and tomorrow is my favorite cousin's wedding anniversary. She dared to get married on my birthday and had me laboring for her wedding on my birthday. Rude. Yes, Carmen, this smells really good, and it's nice thick cream. Trader Joe's, y'all. I do not get paid for this. Okay. Thank you. Who said what? Love your name. Okay, so let's talk about it. So 2018, the company I was working for went out of business. Now, I'm no dummy. So like I worked for them for about 2 years, and about my second week, maybe the first week at work, I was like, oh, this company not gonna make it. Look at all these bad decisions. Look at all this incompetence. Not unsmart people, uneducated in the field we're working in. But when we're working in a startup, everyone thinks they can do everything. And so I knew they were going out of business. I knew they were going to go out of business. And then when they decided to shut down the business, I got 6 months notice. So I continued to get paid for 6 months. And I worked in that 6 months. And then when I was, what's the word I'm looking for? After I got laid off, I was seeing a therapist all this time. And my therapist was like, these people sound terrible. And in my brain, I was like, I don't think a therapist is supposed to be making judgments like that, but she's right, so I'll accept it, right? She's making the right judgment. Thank you. And she, when I was there, this was a white Eastern European woman. And I think that's important because I'd never heard this from a Black person before. I think we hear it now, but this is 2018. I hadn't heard it before. And she was like, I had been trying to prove, I've been trying to do an excellent job at work. Excellent job. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing more than all of y'all. Y'all don't like hearing what I have to say because I know what I'm doing, and you want to act in ignorance. I know what I'm doing. And so I kept trying to be the best employee I could be, but they didn't want to hear what I had to say. And so it was always this conflict. So my therapist at the time was like, what if you did less? What if instead of trying to prove your worth, you just didn't? And I was like, but twice as hard, girl. But in my brain, I didn't say this to her because I knew she wouldn't get it. Twice as hard. I was supposed to work twice as hard for half as much. And when she said that, she was like, could you do less work than you're doing now? And I was like, I could do less work. And she was like, can you figure out the minimum amount of work you can do and still keep your job? And just do that. The lady changed my life. I was checking email twice a day for 15 minutes. The rest of the time, I was living my life. Out, having lunch with friends, chilling. I've seen everything on Netflix. Nothing. 15 minutes twice a day. Checking email. The rest of the time. And no one realized I was not working because that's all I needed to do to keep up with the people I was working with. Do less. I promise you it sounds crazy. Now, quiet quitting was a trend for a while. I don't know if y'all are still quiet quitting. I think I was ahead of the curve on that one because I was doing it in 2018. But coming in and doing less and not caring and not feeling a way, because my less was still more than theirs, right? My less was still 150% of what they're doing. Not quantity-wise, but quality-wise. And then when the company went out of business, I was like, oh, I'm thinking about traveling the world. And then I was like, but that's not responsible. So let me go get a job. My therapist was like, you sound crazy. If you don't do it now, everything is lined up for you to do it now. So why don't you go ahead and do it now? Because I was like, let me get a job for another year, save up on purpose for this, and then go. And she was like, if you don't go now, you're not going to go. All right. So the 2 lessons so far, but I want y'all to take away from this, is do less at work. If you're not seeing the payoff in your paycheck, go ahead and do less at work. If you're not seeing the payoff in your work-life balance, go ahead and do less. If you're in your own home and you're not seeing the payoff, do less. Do less, do less, do less. Your less is still more than most people's average. Do less. All right, Gwen or Derek, which one of you, which birthday it was? All right, I said 2 lessons. The second is when you can go, go. 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 Right? I've been in Mexico City since 2019. Took about a year off in between, but I moved here in 2019. And that's when I met Adelia. And I absolutely love my life now. I'm sitting on the terrace. I know Kat already called out that she can hear a fountain. The fountain is going. In the afternoon, we'll hear the birds. I'm in an extremely safe neighborhood. Most of Mexico City is safe. Um, I love this life, and I wouldn't have it if I hadn't left the U.S. when I could. Right, leaving the U.S. when it was like the first time I thought about it, and I realized I'll have to do some things, but if I do the things, I could make it work. That very first time, I was like, and I left. Yeah. So if you are sitting around thinking, I want to do this, but not knowing how or when, it might be your how and when right now. I am so happy. I'm very, very happy. It's really lovely. All right, let me go through your comments. My therapist was very good. Very good. At first, I was skeptical, like, a white woman? Where is the cultural competence? An Eastern European woman? What does she know about this life? That lady said, stop working for them people. She said they're never going to appreciate, no matter what you do, no matter how skilled you are, no matter what you do, they're never going to appreciate you. They've shown you over and over again, but they're never going to appreciate you. Accept that. Don't try to change those people's mind. Accept that. They're never going to appreciate you. So if you still want to be in this job, do less. Life changed. Life-changing advice. Do less. At home, at your church, in community. If you're not seeing the payoff, at work it's in your paycheck, but if you're not seeing the payoff in the places you go, and that doesn't have to be a personal payoff. It can be, you work in community, you might feel great about a thing you do. I feel great about Exodus Summit. We're having an Exodus Summit meetup today in Mexico City. And I don't know if the people who are coming know, but we're celebrating me. Hi. I planned a meetup at my birthday. We're celebrating me. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Monique Joyner Seedlack, who's in Poland. I said, when I left my toxic job, I took every template I created to make the job easier, kept them on a flash drive, and came home with me every night, emailed them before a large project was to be in. I quit. I applied, random side, little segue. I was working, before I went to law school, I graduated from UC Berkeley. I was working part-time in a real estate office as a receptionist, driving and paying a toll every day in the Bay Area. It was expensive to work there, but it was in Tiburon, California, which is a gorgeous place. Gorgeous. I'm working like 4 hours a day there for a temp agency. The receptionist quit because she wanted to be a realtor as well. I applied to be a full-time receptionist. Full college degree, the best public school in the nation. I applied to be a receptionist at a real estate company. And the manager who didn't work, she was like the regional manager. I wrote a letter, sent my resume, whatever. And she was like, we can't hire you. And I was like, tell me more. And she was like, she looked at my letter and she was like, you see this word you used? It's not an actual word. And the fact that you used a word that's not a word and didn't even know it's not a word means we can't hire you. And then she went in a meeting with the office manager. And I thought about it and I was like, do I let this ride? Because clearly I don't want to work here now. Or do I actually say something to her? And so I went back to her and I was like, hi, let's look in the dictionary. Let me point to you right here where it says the word and the definition of the word. And she was like, oh, I didn't realize. And I'm very good at English. Someone who says I'm very good at English ain't. Okay. But she was like, but we still can't hire you. First, I wasn't smart enough. And now what is it? It smells like I might be a little too black. I was the only black person in the office. Mind you, the receptionist I would have been following up from, I think may have had an associate's degree or no college degree. That's the one that was leaving. I'm not smart enough to be a receptionist in your real estate office. So maybe when I left, I locked them phones down, took the manual to the voicemail system, changed the code. If I'm not smart enough to work here, are you smart enough to figure this out? Figure out what I've done. They had all kinds of the agents calling me, the ones I like. I really like some of the agents there. All of them calling me like, hey, we can't get into it. Sending you straight to voicemail. You begging on my voicemail for the code to your voicemail. Need to talk to your clients? Need to respond to new potential clients? Yes, girl. If I'm not smart enough to work here, because I'm using words you don't know, looks like we're all gonna have a bad day, huh? And then I went to law school. I've been studying for the LSAT while I was at that job because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. But when she was like, "You're not smart. Like you don't even realize you're using words that aren't words," I was like, "Why would that be your first assumption? That when you see a word, you see me use a word you don't know, you assume it's not a real word instead of just going to the dictionary and looking it up. We had computers, we had internet. Instead of going to the internet and looking it up, you were like, clearly that black girl don't English good like me. Instead of realizing you're out of your league." I said, why don't we look at this book together? Let's look at the book of words together. Have a good day. Let's all have a good day, and then let's all have a bad day, a very bad day. So yes, I believe in being petty when you leave a job. If they were petty with you, right? Play in my face, I'm playing yours. The agents were like, they couldn't even they were on a campaign of niceness. No one was ever mean. They were like, do you know how to, do you please, Rashida, we need to get in our, I really liked you as a human. But also, y'all all knew I wanted a job, and who advocated for me? Who advocated for me? I'm gonna give you back what you give me. Thanks. It would have been a miserable job. It would have been. I said, oh, there's a dictionary right here at the receptionist desk. There's a dictionary. Let's put my Bachelor of Arts to work and turn a page or two. What are we doing? What are we doing here? Anyway, what Monique said reminded me of that. Yes, quitting right before a big project, giving them what they give you. I believe in that. All right, so first lesson of the day was do less. I often hear from Black women who are stressed and burned out, and they're hanging on by the thinnest thread. The thread is like one of them spider webs. It is but not like a Peter Parker spider web, like a thin. You could blow on it and it would go away. Spider web. And they're like, well, they're stressed out because they're naming 12 things they do. What if you cut one off? What if you pass something to the side? What if you let the men in your family care for the elders? Hi. I know that hit like at least 15 to 20% of y'all are like, that actually would improve my life. My brother ain't been doing shit. It's time for him to step up. Yes. Hello. We have a special guest. Special guest. I think I have to move because it's getting sunny and hot. Yeah. So I'm gonna go over here. Come sit.
Hola. Buenos días.
Come sit. Hello, friend.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you. And I put you in the sunny spot. I know you don't like sun, so I don't know what I was doing.
I'll probably survive once I cool down.
Okay.
Now I feel like a giant.
I know. I was gonna say, just so you know, it's very China. Is this man's name Jinping?
Xi Jinping.
What she just said. That's her. And I'm Trump. I'm in a low chair. I'm actually in a footrest right now. I'm not this much shorter than Dalia. Oh, you know what we found out the other day? Okay, so we were standing up and we're side by side now.
Like it was like that.
And we look like we're about the same height. When we stand up at the same, my shoulder be down here to her.
It's very weird.
And it's very weird. Our proportions lengthwise are very, very different. We found out the other day at the National Palace hanging out. It's cute. Did you make this? She's about to get robbed, y'all.
This is a non-scale victory because I've not been able to get in this for a few years.
Okay, it's cute. Okay, I'm gonna go bring something to drink.
Okay.
And
agua, por favor.
Why does she think I'm bringing water to a party?
Yo necesito agua. Okay. So,
talk to the people.
Okay. Were we talking about something specific?
We were kind of moving around all over the place. We were talking about life here. I've been talking about the lessons I learned before I got here. You can make it big. I was trying to be the speaker.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you for letting me hydrate first. May is the warmest month in this part of Mexico. And I don't do heat. I do not tolerate heat. I never really have. And so I be hot, particularly if I'm walking somewhere. And I just got off the metro and walked over here to join the party. How are y'all doing this morning? Oh, I'm a little out of breath. Okay. So I'm not sure what she wants me to talk to y'all about. About what? I honestly don't have a lot. Electrolytes. No, this is just water. But the creatine that I take, because you know how perimenopause is, has electrolytes in it. I bought a different one, not the regular one, because I figured that would be a good way to get some, because otherwise, a lesson that CDMX has taught me, there it is. A lesson that CDMX has taught me, it has taught me many. Probably the way we do business today is not the way we do business tomorrow. And you got to be flexible and ready for whatever. That is the biggest lesson living in this city has taught me. I initially moved here in 2017 before moving to Asia and coming back, and that lesson has actually saved me and benefited me in other parts of the world. You got to be ready for whatever. Temperature wise, I think it is supposed to get into the high 70s, low 80s today. It depends on which part of the city you're in. Where we're going for the Exodus Summit meetup is, I think it might be a little cooler because it's a little further outside of the city center. And so there's less of like heat island effect. There's less concrete, that sort of thing. But I know I'm acting like it's 100 degrees out here, and it's really not. It's really not. Thank you. The hair is kind of just doing its own thing now, and I'm just along for the ride. So
That had shade over here, but we're already.
yeah, like there's a line going down the middle of my face now. Oh, let's see. Talk about my favorite things to do in Mexico City. Really, this is not gonna sound earth shattering, but this is a great city to wander and get lost, because when I tell you, you never know what you are going to come across. Probably 6 years ago, no, math, 2021, like a Sunday like today, the major thoroughfare in the city gets shut down for pedestrians, runners, bikers, all of that. And a friend of mine wanted to walk from the Angel of Independence, which is right by Chapultepec Forest, to downtown. And so we did that, and we ran into drag queens, and we came across all kind of stuff. We get downtown to Centro, and we just happened to turn a corner, and there is an entire Aztec sun god festival. Everybody is in full regalia. They are dancing and chatting. And we had no idea, one, that was a thing here, two, that something was happening. And it was just, oh, we wandered down the street and we discovered this thing. So that is my favorite thing to do in this city, is just kind of get lost. I mean, I have been living here and have actually walked across a great deal of the city, and still I will just take a what do you call it, a detour, and who knows what kind of place you will discover. That is my favorite thing to do here. I see somebody asking about the creatine. Okay, so I have a new one and I cannot remember the name of it, but there is a Mexican brand that I know they sell in the US called Birdman. I use their electrolyte creatine. It's got different flavors. I used that before, but I didn't get enough bang for my money. So I bought something different, but I don't remember the name of this new one. You ready to take your party back over?
That's over.
Yeah, this ain't my show.
Why do you think I'm out of here? Oh no, I'm taller.
Oh, you like that,
Hello.
don't you?
Hello. Here you go. You know why this microphone isn't working?
Oh,
I have a little shade thing up top, so I added it so it wouldn't be so hot down here, but it's got a bunch of holes. So, we do what we can. I brought my fan as well.
okay. When I got off the metro, I heard you telling that story about the lady saying you ain't know that you made up a word.
I have a degree in rhetoric from the University of California, Berkeley. I wish I'll make a word.
Fancy.
I say the words I want to use, right? I used to code switch at work. Ugh.
This is funny. Since you are a walker, please explain the sidewalk etiquette at CDMX.
Don't die. Don't die.
uh,
Don't fall in a hole, please.
don't, yeah.
That's really all anybody's asking of you.
And if you are coming up on somebody, you need to say con permiso. That means, that's basically like, excuse me, I'm finna brush past you.
Yes.
But yes, no, you need to pay attention to where you are putting your feet, because you could literally step in a hole. You literally could.
That's, I would say, that it's a very walkable city if your toes, heels, ankles, knees, hips, and glutes,
all work
quads,
properly.
and hamstrings are all working properly and perfectly in alignment. If you need any kind of mobility aid, or you need to think about, if you got some hesitation in your left meniscus, it's less walkable.
That's not to say that there aren't folks with those mobility issues walking, but it is a hard road to hoe for them. It is treacherous.
This is going to sound weird. Walk with me a bit. My first thought was it's almost easier for blind people here. And I think it is. I think the infrastructure and the community is better for blind people than people who have any kind of mobility issues.
I have never seen so many independent blind people navigate a place as I have here, which runs very counter to what you would expect of a city of 20 some million people, where there's everything happening all at once. But yes, I never in my life before I moved here had I seen blind folks. And sometimes it is literally the blind leading the blind, walking down the street, navigating crosswalks. Now you would think we have those special crosswalks that make the noise. We don't.
A blind person at the corner, somebody's gonna snatch him up and be like, all right, hold up, I'm gonna tell you when to go. I'm gonna walk you across the street.
Mm-hmm.
You got some problems walking, nobody's doing that for you. And they do a really good job of doing the sidewalks with like the rubber in the middle with the rails on it, so the blind know where to use their stickies, just know they're going in a straight line. There are a lot that's more frequent here than curb cuts to help a wheelchair go up or down.
Oh yeah,
onto a sidewalk. The etiquette is, if you bust your ass, we're all going to care about you in community.
Yes, they'll help you get up off the ground.
They're going to help you get out that hole. They're going to help you as you get caught up in the tree limb, because trees are more important than safe sidewalks. But they're not helping you to the hospital. Good luck. Bless it. Yeah. It is a challenging city. A lot of places, like the ADA isn't a thing here because it's the American Disabilities Act. So, and I think honestly that I'm so sorry. We're going to segue real quick. We're going to segue into what people coming for the World Cup don't know.
Oh boy.
We're going to segue into why the World Cup isn't going to be the experience some people think it's going to be. First, beautiful subway system, crowded, packed. You got to know how to ride it and when to ride it. Elevators are like in maybe, I think 20% of the system. 20% of the stations have elevators, and the chance of that elevator working,
that's a separate thing altogether. And you cannot, I have not figured out a way that if you need to use an elevator, that you can, if it's you have to transfer from one line to another. I don't think you can do that if you are somebody who needs to use the elevator.
While I'm eating a chip.
Don
Aparo from Argentina. Our Mexican sommelier friend suggested this, so we have this for our party. Okay. So, getting around the city let's talk about transportation issues as they apply to World Cup. Y'all, it's really actually pretty interesting. So we'll talk about it. Our subway floods. I was with Catrice the other day,
Mm-hmm.
and she said, "Why are the stairs going up? Like, why are there stairs to go up into the subway, and then immediately stairs to go down?" And I was like, "The stairs to go up are so the water doesn't come rushing in when the sidewalk outside is flooding, because the sidewalk outside is going to flood 40 times a year."
She's bringing this up because the World Cup is being held during rainy season.
In the sinkiest part of the city.
Yes.
The
Yes.
rainiest, floodiest,
The
sinkiest
floodiest
part of the city. It's a very, I don't want to call it marshy area, but that's probably the best way
what
to
it
call
is.
it. The stadium's in a very marshy area. So when it rained, it impacts the marshy area more than it would impact a more secca climate, a drier
Mhm.
earth. Our mayor has decided, or last time I heard, she decided, you know how like in the people going to MetLife Stadium in Jersey are like, we'll just walk there. Our mayor has it set up now, last time I checked, that she has what she's calling a last mile program. We don't use miles here, so I don't know why. I think they're just calling it that because it sounds familiar. She's decided, the gods of the city have decided that people will be able to take an Uber or drive up to the last mile, and then they will have to get there by walk or bike or on someone's back. I say on someone's back because just in this last week, it's the beginning of rainy season. It shouldn't even be here yet, but it's here. We've had flooding so bad that firefighters have had to walk over to a truck and get a grown man on his shoulders. I saw a grown man, or police officer, I think, a grown man on a police officer's shoulders. And he's wearing the waders. So the sewer water.
And I
doesn't
feel
get
like
his
he only
taste.
has those because we had historical rain amounts last year. Like last year, they had to do boat rescues, and it was very obvious the police did not know how to swim, because you can tell when somebody is like, grab my hand, don't make me fall in because I can't swim.
Boat rescues on our roads. These are boats on our roads because our roads flood so bad. That man had a grown-ass man on his shoulders walking him through in May. In June and July? What rainy season is full force?
Mess.
It's 1,000 degrees. It's going to be raining. These people are going to be walking a mile to the stadium, that last mile.
Hopefully it's not raining as they walk.
If there's any afternoon games, there's a very good chance of it raining. One of the things I wanted to mention before we left off of the Metro of Transportation, the other day we saw a video of a woman, I think Adelia shared it with me, of a woman without legs.
Yes, she did not have legs and she had a wheelchair, because the Metro here is 50 years old, 50, give or take. And so at the time it was built, no thought was to, although elevators and escalators existed, there was no thought to installing them. And so retroactively, some places have gotten escalators, but a lot haven't. And you'll know those chairs that like go up the stairs. They've installed those.
I've only seen them in one station.
In Centro Medico, they have them, but who knows how to work them?
I was at Romero, and I
Mhm.
saw a police officer help someone with it.
Okay. Well, and that, like by
The
the
chance of
IKEA,
that,
they
yeah,
have them there,
that's
but I've
Romero,
never
yeah.
seen them work.
That's where I saw it working.
And
We can name 2 stations
that have
where
them.
they have lifts for wheelchairs.
And I guess it didn't work because was she climbing up?
She was scooting down
Yeah.
with her hands, and a man, I don't know if they were together. Now, this is the thing, someone will help you.
Yes.
I've carried strollers down the stairs here. we're in community. We know it's a shit show. We're in community here. But he was rolling the chair down the stairs, and she's scooting down, like no legs, scooting down the stairs. So her torso and her arms scooting down the stairs. We have a shortage of infrastructure in a lot of ways. And our city, the gods of the city said, we could install things like elevators or chairlifts and make this really work. Or we could paint everything purple and pretty it up. Is that a falling wall?
Paint it purple. And as I entered the metro station by my house, the man was out there finishing up the purple paint. Now, the pedestrian bridge has several holes in it. It has several pieces that have rusted out. They did not repair any of that and painted it the most god-awful shade of purple. So
it's very, as long as it's pretty, no one will notice. Our airport floods like inches to feet of water, depending on where in the airport you are. They're supposed to be fixing this. Last time I was in the airport didn't have walls.
Like we said, the experience I think people are expecting to have is not going to be the experience they get.
Mm-mm. No, it's going to be interesting. Yeah. Jay, you have a ticket to the World Cup? Come down. We can help you maneuver through it if you're already planning on being down. But these hotels, the gentrification, the dynamic pricing is happening. I've seen hotel rooms in hotels I don't think I would stay in for over $1,000 a night. And when I say I don't think I would stay in, I mean,
well, if you think about what kind of hotels are in the part of town where the stadium is, my guess is Love Hotels. Those would be the best options, would be the Love Hotels.
I passed the Love Hotel the other day. A Love Hotel is where you go in, you get your love on. I mean, that's what we call them here. I passed the Love Hotel the other day walking, I must have been in this neighborhood. And one side, one arrow pointed hotel and one arrow pointed motel. And I was like, I don't know enough about the Love Hotel culture to understand what's happening here. But I absolutely took a photo to send it to Adelia and asked her, do you know what we have a hotel and a motel?
That is a new one on me.
I said, in the same building. Curious what the difference is if we're here for an hourly experience. And some people stay overnight.
Yeah.
People have stayed there as not knowing. And
yes, like in Houston, they were called hot sheet motels because them sheets be hot. But here, there's levels to them. Woo. You tell the people what I got you for your birthday.
I haven't seen what you got me.
Oh, I thought you figured out what I got you for your birthday.
No, I figured out where you're taking me for my birthday.
Well, yes,
is that the same thing?
That is what I got you for your birthday.
Oh, everything's a housewarming thing.
Yes.
Okay. She's taking me to Dolores Olmeda, to the museum, because she's been trying to go for years. She's taking me to a place she wants to go.
It is a place
I want to go.
You want to go.
I do want to go. But she's been talking about it. I didn't know about it until she started talking. I think I heard her talking about it in 2019.
Yeah.
She's been talking about this.
And I should have gone in 2019 and I didn't. And this is a lesson in don't put off tomorrow what you can do today. Dolores Olmeda is the person that I guess inherited Diego Rivera's estate because he and Frida did not have children together. And so she got a lot of those paintings. And she has an incredible property, opened up a museum. And I put off going because it is so far away. It is technically in the city, but still very, very far. I put it off. I come back here in the summer of 2020. Some museums are closed. Dolores Olmedo said we closed permanently. And everybody was like, what do you mean? Y'all aren't going to open up when this is over? Pandemic pulls down, things start to reopen. They're like, no, we're not going to open. We're not going to open. 4 years, they have not opened. And then back in February. So I put off going to that damn museum and probably thought I lost the opportunity to ever go. Fast forward to February, during Art Week, we found an event that they were going to hold there.
And she went without me.
That is not how it happened.
Is that not what happened?
That is what
happened.
But
right?
that is
You
not
went without
how
me?
it happened. Because
Impact.
not intent.
Impact.
Because I got us access. But somebody was trying not to be homeless. Trying
Hard.
not to be homeless
Hard.
and had to be here for the movers.
Girl.
So they didn't go. And I was a great friend. I didn't share any pictures. I didn't talk about it at all. Turns out they are reopening. You had to get on a wait list. I got on a wait list so that I could get my dear friend a ticket to
For
go.
their opening weekend, right?
Yes, for their opening weekend. So
we're going now. Again, she's an old hat. She's been there, she's been there before. It was my first time. So I think the funny thing is, like, we don't care about Diego. It's fuck Diego forever.
Oh yeah.
Forever. But he has great art collections. Anoa
Kali. Do you
Kai?
Is 2 L's.
Anoa Kai.
Or Anoa Kali. Not sure.
His museum in the South. If you're going to be in Coyoacán or Xochimilco, it's a great museum to check out. It's so far south that it feels like it is a different planet. But it's a great museum. And if you have a ticket to the Frida Kahlo Museum, you can get in there with the same ticket.
Casa Azul, not
yes.
Casa Rojo.
We don't talk about Casa Rojo. Casa Azul, you can get in there. It doesn't have to be the same day. It should be, though, because if you're that far south, do your south things on the same day. Great pre-Columbian art. He does great murals. I want to see his art collection and maybe wish his spirit ill. I don't know if you can do that from this realm to the next, but whenever I can.
See, Stephanie gets it.
If Stephanie got it, she'd be here right now.
And I almost got run over on Reforma.
By a bicycle?
No, by runners.
So they shut the street down outside of my home 4 miles in every direction. It's very hard to get here on a Sunday.
Unless you're coming from this side.
My side of the street. My side of Reforma. Let's talk.
So they kept putting off seeing Billy Joel. I'm telling y'all, don't put it off. If there's a thing you want to do, a place you want to go, a performer you want to see, do it.
Okay, so Alicia Hawkins says, when I looked for Airbnb for late June, July, she was looking at $3,000, $6,000, $8,000. These are not pesos, these are dollars, $8,000. I found a house that I'm surprised. But congratulations. Yeah.
Somebody had asked, were people fleeing the city?
I was going to go back for that. That's what I was.
Maybe I started. I don't know.
I forgot.
Maybe.
We had started things. It's Alicia again. Are you ready for World Cup? Are expect immigrants fleeing the city or staying put? I saw Corinne, the esthetician, the other day, and she was like, do you have a World Cup dates on your calendar? I was like, no. She was like, go on ahead. She was like, you're slipping. I slip, right? Because that's next month. Mm-hmm. I'm worried about today. I'm just trying to make it through the day. I don't know what's happening next month. But she was like, you got to put it on so you know you can't leave your house.
Particularly you. Because people who can't go to the game are going to be on that street.
Don't leave your house on game day.
And then whoever team wins, they'll be at the Angel.
I could rent this place out, but I don't want to contribute to anything FIFA related because always also fuck FIFA forever.
Forever.
And I don't still want to contribute to that. But I'm in a great location for renting. But the residents of Mexico City have been told that during the length of the games, from the kickoff opening that happens here in Mexico City to whenever the closing date is, we shouldn't stay inside our homes. Our mayor said we got to stay off the streets, especially if you have a car, stay off the streets and let the tourists enjoy the city. Let the tourists enjoy the city where you pay to live. You need to be in your house chilling so that the tourists can really enjoy the city. And then she was like, so work from home. We are in a very, service-oriented community. So I would say I would be surprised if 5% of the city can work from home. Yeah. I think it's more like 0.5% of the city.
And I was going to say, and there's a significant population of people who literally earn the money today that they need to eat today.
There's a word for that. You know what it's called?
I don't know what it's called.
There's a word for that in Spanish. There's a word in Spanish for earning the money today you need to eat today. One word. Or maybe a very short phrase. Now, after she was like, don't work from home, which is not going to make a dent in the city population. And she was like, stay home so the tourists can enjoy it. I said to Adelia, she gonna find a way. She gonna do everything in her power, pull every string she can to keep us out the streets. And so what did she do?
She had some talks with the Secretary of Education.
This is the mayor of Mexico City talking to the Secretary of Education for the entire
all of
country.
Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And pled her case because school here does not let out until July 15th. The World Cup starts June 11th. And so our mayor said, why don't we close schools early, like 6 weeks, in about 2 weeks?
Yeah, so what was the last day? It was going to be what, the 10th?
The 5th.
The 5th.
The 5th of June was going to be the last day of school for every child in Mexico.
The whole country.
Not just Guadalajara, Monterrey, and Mexico City. For the entire country. And that fool went, he agreed to it. And then all hell broke loose.
The parents were like, I know where you work. I'll come up there. They were all over the internet like, I'll kill every single one of y'all. I don't know what you're making our children our responsibility in 2 weeks for 6 weeks we didn't plan on. Not to count the teach. I don't know a stronger union in this country than the teachers union. When teachers say jump, people jump. You weren't going to pay them for that 6 weeks, were you? That wasn't part of your plan. You were going to save a little money and spend it on the World Cup, on the decorations for the World Cup. We live in a city where they said the best idea would be fuck them kids. They don't need no education. Them kids, that 6 weeks of school, they don't need that. Now what are they going to do while you're at work? I don't know. Stay home from work. Don't work for 6 weeks. Every child in the country. I heard a couple reasons. One, we're going to have a heat wave. We always have a heat wave this time of year. It's not special. You never let them out earlier before.
No.
Two, they want to watch the World Cup. The students want to watch the World Cup.
Now, mind y'all, the World Cup is not nonstop games starting June 11th. We might have 4 games here, 5.
And even if they want to watch every game on TV, Is the Secretary of Education saying that's more important than their actual education?
That's what it sounded like.
So we heard he might have lost his job. The mayor, she's still painting stuff purple and getting school shut down and telling us to stay home so the foreigners can avoid, the tourists can enjoy it.
There was a lot of blowback, and they did revisit that decision and decide the children should be in school.
The president was like, they announced the Secretary of Education, one of the secretaries that works for me, directly for me. She's the president. The secretary works. They're connected directly. That's a direct report. He announced this, but no one in his staff passed, and no one said anything. I don't understand how this. Oh my goodness! This is my first time hearing about it. You thought the parents were gonna be like, okay, cool.
And they were not.
And the parents were like, I saw some people being like, SEP is the Secretary of Education. They were like, we will go up there. We will show up and tell you why this isn't going to work. Hello. Another special guest.
Hola, hola.
Do you want sun, shade? I thought you were a shady girl.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Okay, so Katrina says America already announced they weren't ready for the cup in 11 different cities. I
hope Canada can pull their weight, because we sure as hell can.
We'll talk about World Cup. And do you want to say hi to the people? Okay. Yeah, so we're not expecting things to go swimmingly for World Cup.
Hello to the people.
Hello. Hello. The guava gifting Jamaican showed up in a Jamaican dress.
Yes, I did.
Gotta represent. Gotta represent. Would you like anything to drink, eat, snackies, anything? Okay. All right.
Did he give you trouble coming in?
No, he did ask for my identification.
Okay.
and the picture.
Yes.
Did he?
Yeah. But he was like, you should call.
Mhm.
And I said, no, she's upstairs.
Mhm.
There's no phone.
Uh-huh.
And then he was like, okay,
Okay.
let me take your picture.
I was gonna ask him. I was gonna go downstairs and tell him, but I ran out of time. So I was like, they'll figure it out. I was like, Adelia's probably gonna be here first, and she's been here enough, but I think she knows all the security guards.
I don't know that I've met him.
Older guy, gray hair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think he's.
Or he don't recognize me.
I think he's only a weekend person, so I don't know. Yeah, no, football fans are crazy, but Chilangos are a level of intense and crazy that I don't think they want to. Chilangos are Mexico City restaurant residents. I don't think you can out crazy them. I don't think you can out excite them. Listen, they gather in. You saw when BTS was here last week?
Mm-hmm.
That crowd?
In 5 hours. They put that crowd, that they only have 5 hours notice.
The crowd was over 50,000 people
Mm-hmm.
in a square, if you know a centro, it was in our Zocalo, a centro in the city. 50,000 people came within 5 hours notice. We don't. Yeah, so I don't know. I think the city isn't managing a lot of things they need to do for World Cup well. And their residents are bearing a brunt in the way that they're going to remember in next elections.
Yeah.
One thing I think they're going to do is we have a system where people, each day, the government tells you whether you can drive your car or not that day. And I think during the World Cup time, many more cars will be taken off the road because they could just at their whim say, oh, the air quality is too bad or anything, say, so you can't drive these cars. But how does that impact the Ubers? right? That's part of my question is like how,
Yeah.
if it's just the license plate number that says whether you can drive or not, is it going to be no I circulo, which is you can't drive your car, unless you're an Uber, because that is going to piss people off.
Oh, people
Because
are not going to take that.
We have a great public transportation system within a circle. Once you leave that circle, you can't go visit your family without it. If they're out a little bit, you can't visit your family without a car. You can't do all these things without a car if you're going out into the outskirts or out to the state. And so if they shut it down so more people than usual can't drive, I think but Ubers and DDs are allowed to, I think they're going to have a problem. Let's see. You're not ready in Atlanta? These people are going to get flooded and rained on, and it's going to be a sticky, dirty mess. Because we should explain. The rain here is like drop, 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 drop. Oh, the rain's
Hail.
up to my ankles now.
Hail.
We do like droppity, droppity, drop, torrential, which is why generally those of us that live here know that in rainy season, after a certain time, you go home. That first drop of rain hits, head to the house. It's after 4 o'clock. Get inside. Go to a restaurant. Go be indoors. So
They just published a thing that 8 out of 10 of the floods, like 80% of the floods that we've seen, is because of blocked drains. Our sewers are about this big. I've never seen a place with sewer grates that small. And a lot of them, I'd say most of them, are blocked.
now, what that means is when the water's up to your ankles, it's not fresh water.
No.
That's sewage. Those people are walking to the stadium and walking home from games is where they're gonna have problems.
Mm-hmm.
Sewage. They're building all these bike lanes. I think I mentioned this before on a live, but they're building the bike lanes. The bike lanes are on the house row, and the ladies of the night are out there with bats and stuff because the bicyclists, which they only built for the World Cup, they built this bike lane for the World Cup. The bicyclists are interfering with their business because the bike lane is between the curb where they are and the cars.
Because anybody who knows anything about urban planning knows you don't put a bike lane on the kind of road that people have to like turn into businesses on. You don't do that. But that's what they did.
You messing with their money. They're out there pushing people off bikes, snatching phones as they roll by. They said, me eating is more important than you enjoying this bike lane. So it's going to be interesting. It seems like August in all major cities is going to be a mess. We're June through July.
Let's see when the game.
Kung Fu Fanta, we're talking about Mexico City, where we live and where we are right now. When it floods, in my old neighborhood, I remember one day I woke up and I went for a walk. It hadn't rained in 3 days, and there was still standing water in the streets. 3 days with no rain, and there's still right by it's graded so the water goes into the sewer, but there's so much water and blockage down there that there's standing water 3 days after it rains.
Okay. Most of the games are like 7, 8 p.m. our time, except, which is, I don't think that's the best move. The opening game is at 3 p.m. So that'll
1
be
p.m.
midday here, 1 p.m. here. But yeah, those night games, those people are going to get rained on trying to get to that game.
Getting to the game, at the game, in the game. Not every game, but what we're telling you is that when it rains, people are going to be in trouble. Also, do they say which stadiums are at? It's all at Azteca?
Uh-huh.
I thought I saw that one was somewhere else.
Mm-mm. The other ones is Guadalajara and whatchamacallit, Monterrey. But no, in the city, it's only in Azteca.
You can get to Azteca on the metro.
If you got an hour and a half to kill.
And you don't mind someone's arm
That's exactly what it's going to look like.
someone's penis on your back. And not because they don't want it there either. But it's body to truly.
Given when rush hour is, these game times, I don't know that was the best move.
We could be city planners. Cheers.
Better than these folks.
We could be city planners. So that's what we've been thinking about. I do think there's I think it's going to be interesting experiencing it. I talked to some Mexicans recently who were like, well, FIFA's crooked and the city's corrupt. So tax dollars just going to nothingness. Things like the other day I walked down my street and I saw a new. Do you want to join the conversation?
Good listening.
Okay.
I was in the conversation.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I saw a bathroom. They did a new big, those street side toilet situations.
Not a porta potty.
No,
Not that.
the ones that are permanent. Now I put permanent in quotes because I had never seen one of these in the city before. Because usually if you need to go to the bathroom, you grab 7 pesos and you look for a sign that says Sanitarios,
WC.
WC. You go in there, you pay someone some money, they give you some toilet paper, you go to the bathroom. Or you walk into an American brand chain hotel, use your quick thinking, find the bathroom and go do that. Or go to a restaurant. Go to a restaurant and eat and use the bathroom. They put up the street side permanent bathroom, painted so pretty. I guarantee you that thing is not going to make it through the summer. The minute World Cup is over, they are moving that out of there because it's not a thing they do for their residents, right? It's not a thing they do. They're doing this strictly for tourists, and I think they put it in a place where they had space, but it's not a place that's going to have a lot of tourists either. It's a very random location. And it's not like it's on the way to the world. It's not like it's on the way to the stadium. On the way to the stadium would make sense.
No, they're anticipating there being a lot of people out here just hanging out, people who could not get tickets. And they want this area, and then in the Zocalo kind of is like, because the last time I was here for the World Cup in 2018, you could go to the Zocalo and watch the game on big screens down there. But of course, that was like in Germany or somewhere. I don't know where the hell that game was.
I can't imagine people hanging out on the streets here. My brain doesn't process that. Unless like where that bathroom is, they're going to put up a screen, which doesn't make sense because it's not. If they were going to do that, they would do it on Reforma and just block the street. They're going to block my street.
Oh, yeah. You might as well just
Stay home.
Stay home. Anywhere you go, you can only walk.
They're going to block my street on game days. Okay. We're talking about the bathrooms. And they have this new bus in Centro. You can hop on and it'll take you around Centro. Centro is a very walkable area. You don't need a bus in Centro. People have been surviving in Centro for decades, centuries. Without a bus. That bus gonna be gone by the beginning of next year. I guarantee.
Oh, 100%.
They're spending all this money on purple buses. They all have female drivers. It's very cute. Our mayor's like, look what I did. Look what I did. The bus is not gonna make it. Not gonna make it.
Because also, who's gonna know to take it?
And where are you going? And do you have the Metro card? It's going to be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. And this isn't us. This is me complaining a little bit about the World Cup because I don't think the city is handling it well, and they're giving a lot of money to a terrorist organization, FIFA. And it's like we don't have to It doesn't have to be like this.
No.
Like the airport has been flooding for years and you haven't done anything about it. And now you're painting everything purple. And the fixes that you make, well, last time I flew through there, they were digging up the floor, like the tiles. And they weren't digging them up in a way that they were doing extensive work and like fixing a drainage system. They were just remove the first layer of tiles to put down a new layer of tiles. We don't need the airport to be prettier. We need our suitcases not to get full of sewage water. I don't think it's a big ask. They built the suburban train out to the airport.
How many years after the airport opened? Like 3?
They built a new suburban train that goes out to the airport. And people are like, oh, great, we can fly into the new airport now and take that train. The suburban trains are for commuters. And I suspect they're not set up. You know how like trains that leave airports have like luggage racks and all the space? So I suspect it's not like that.
That is
suspect
what
it's
I
very
suspect
much a
as
commuter
well.
train. And y'all gonna be on there with your big luggage trying to hold body to body again, trying to make it. I suspect. I haven't ridden it because why would anyone go to that airport? We've seen the airport twice. I've seen
Yeah.
it twice.
People will tell you it's nice, it's new, it's pretty, and I'm sure it is all of those things, but it is also out of town.
I've seen the airport twice. And I don't even, I know. I have seen,
You've seen the
signs.
signs.
I have seen the signs that go to that airport.
And we were at least already an hour and a half outside of the city.
And I saw a sign that was like, if you turn left here and go for another like 45 minutes, you'll see the airport. A mess. A mess. Okay, Sibby says, when I arrived yesterday, they were doing construction in T2, dust everywhere. Yes. Yes. It's a mess. I had some friends come in speaking and they couldn't figure out where to get an Uber because the signage wasn't working. It's a beautiful, beautiful chaos. It's just they're trying to do too much with too little time.
They didn't start anything till like last year.
Late last year. And they're focused on the wrong things. Focus on the wrong things. The temporary things that look good, like we're doing a thing, like we're putting bathrooms on corners. People just gonna pee on the bathroom.
Well, if they're not locked, people are gonna live in them. Like if there's no charge, people are gonna live in them.
And if there's a charge, pay Paula up the street with her bathroom. She already got one. I didn't see a coin place when I looked at it.
Well, the ones in the park take cards. Some of the ones in Chapultepec now take cards.
Let me look at my photo again and see if I see a slot. So yeah, so that's what World Cup is looking like. Stay home because
I have a question.
Yes.
For 47, do you have any big plans?
Who's
Hopes,
47?
dreams? That's how old you're gonna be tomorrow.
Hopes, dreams, plans. A lot more happiness, right? Continued joy, happiness, love. Yeah.
That sounds good.
I plan to plan ahead. I know. She's always like, in December, on December 12th, what are you doing?
Look,
I don't know her. What is December?
Because I have to, because otherwise it'll be, why didn't you tell me you were doing this thing? But she can't think about December. Because
December is another galaxy.
Yeah, like that's too far in the future.
The men and that lady went up to the moon in a little ship and twirled around and came back or whatever they did. That's not as far away as December is. December's past where they went. How do I don't know. Please leave me alone. So no, joy, happiness, love. I'm gonna enjoy my terraza.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like that. That sounds good.
Yeah. So that's about it. All right. Is there anything I'm missing that should be my plans?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember being 47.
We were 47 like 3 days ago.
I can't, at this moment, I cannot remember being 47. I'm sure, I know I was, but like, what did I do? Where did I go? I don't know.
There are buttons on the front of it, but there's no coin slot. But there's something that's covered, so maybe there is something
Like a
once they
screen.
uncover it. Yeah, something. That thing gonna be nasty in. It's right by a bus stop. It's gonna be nasty in like 3. I suspect they're not going to open it right until World Cup starts, or like right around the time they're going to cancel school and they're expecting tourists to come in early, and then they're going to take it out of there right afterwards. So yeah, so we're living in a city that is sinking by an inch a month. I didn't used to live in the sinky part, but now I live in the sinky
Oh,
part.
yeah, you do. Oh, yeah.
I wasn't in the sinky part before. I was in a very stable, set part. Now I'm in the sinky part, and my building shakes. My apartment shakes a couple times a day. Not an earthquake. Someone slammed a door in another building. There's construction. A quick wind. My build. You can sit on my couch and feel the shake. And I'm like,
You weren't here for the last earthquake, were you? You were in Puebla.
mm-hmm. No, but nothing fell.
No, it was
So-
it was very small. Had I not been looking out the window, I don't know that I would have felt like I was moving, because I only got up to see what everybody else was doing. Because I think my building is fairly well constructed. If the quality of the windows they've installed says anything about the thought that went into constructing the building, uh, and I live on too high of a floor to get outside in less than a minute, so I stayed put. But I wanted to see what everybody else was doing, so I was looking and then felt it and was like, oh, yep, that's an earthquake.
Because our alarms usually go off.
The alarm did go off, but what it was, we have a drill,
Mm-hmm.
typically September 19th, the day of the big quake in 85. And then, because it was during that drill or shortly thereafter that drill in 2017 that we had another big one. And we had a drill scheduled for the first week in May. So when I heard the alarm, I thought it was the drill. And so then I saw people going outside and I was like, okay, because my phone did not go off, which made me think it was part of the drill. And then the building moved. And then I realized the drill was a few days later.
If you move to Mexico City, there's a map. You can Google this. That shows which part of the city are on the old lake bed. There are a couple of different maps. One of them uses a metro stop. So if you're near a metro stop, you know if that metro stop was on the old lake bed. Because Mexico City was built on a lake. They filled in a lake.
They filled in the lake, they filled in the rivers. They did a lot of stuff you should not do.
That's why when we say marshy, that's what we mean. They put some sticks in a lake and was like, we got a city now. We got this. Beautiful city. Lovely. I'm so glad you saw the eagle and the snake on the cactus right here. Thank you. Thank you, Mashika. Thank you. But if you move here to a part of the city that was on the old lake bed, which is where I am now, you're going to feel the earthquakes. If you're not on the old lake bed, it means you're further away from the city. And you'll feel things less. a stiff breeze and my apartment's like jello.
My old building was like that. And I don't know if it was built that way, it was built poorly, I don't know. But there were many times I was convinced it was an earthquake. And then other people would be like, no, didn't feel anything.
Yeah, I saw someone say my building may be shaking like this because that's part of the earthquake proofing.
I
This
think
building's not that
I was
deal.
gonna say the build like those big tall ones are the ones that have earthquake proofing. Like a regular residential building.
I think
This ain't Japan.
I think if it's built after 2017, after that second earthquake, there would be earthquake. At least for
I don't know.
if it's older than that. I think after 85, they were like, I mean, that was bad, but that's not
Well,
gonna
no,
happen again.
they changed the rules after 85,
Mhm.
and that's why when buildings started to collapse in Roma and Condessa in 2017 that were too young, that were built after 85, it was like, oh, y'all bribed somebody.
Right, but that's what I mean. Like
Mhm.
after 2017, I think there's less wiggle room because I think after 85, they were like, this can't really happen again. So even if the government changed the rules, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work to do with new construction. Also, bribe somebody to do what? Because the inspectors around here,
I have to move.
you're
This
hot.
is too sunny.
You want to come over this way?
Come this side. I have to dry my hair anyway. I'll sit right here.
No. You can sit inside if you want to.
That's
We're moving over. It's a constant movery. Musical chairs. Musical chairs.
this is much cooler.
See, I get you
Yes, this is lovely. Lovely.
my cleaning lady washed up there before because it was just full of dirt.
Okay, that's why I can see through it.
Yes, you couldn't see it was dirty. So I grew up in Southern California, so I'm not scared of earthquakes, but every time my building shakes, I'm like, is that a gust of wind or is that an actual earthquake? And because the gusts of wind shake the building so much, I'm like, an earthquake? No, thank you. But I can go downstairs in the stairs here. I couldn't go downstairs in the stairs in my old building. So anytime there was like a fire alarm or alert that was like, leave the building, I would be like, no, thank you. No, thank you. I'll be here. So, what haven't we talked about?
I don't know.
Mm.
What y'all talk about at the very, very beginning?
Life.
Okay.
This is you, right? Let me give you your
Yes, that is
drink your
me.
drinks. Okay, Fall Girl says, I'm actually considering CDMX over SMA despite the earthquakes and water because of Wi-Fi. Thoughts on colonies in Coyoacan and San Angel, I can never say that, Chimalistac?
Yeah, I always mispronounce it.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the most beautiful parts of the city.
But
But it is not well connected to transit. So if you live there, either you drive or you get driven.
I don't know a person who lives there and enjoys it and and goes to other parts of the city and doesn't have a car. Like there are people who like live out in Santa Fe, which is not connected at all, and they love it out there, but either they have a driver or they don't leave Santa Fe. I was in Santa Fe once and I wanted to go to I was in a hotel. I wanted to go to a restaurant or a store or something that was across the street. Across the street was like not a highway. The street wasn't a highway, but it was just
But it was a highway though.
it's a Mexican highway. Crossing to get to the other side was like, they said it was like an hour and 15-minute walk. Because of all to get around it don't take me an hour and 15 minutes to cross the street over here. I was like, that's because that area isn't built for walkers. So there's no overpasses like there are, or there are less if there are any. Less overpasses and less ways to make it pedestrian friendly because everybody out there just drives.
But in San Angel and Chimostolic, which I am mispronouncing because
I never hear people say it.
there's too many letters and my brain don't care what order I say them
Also,
in.
I don't think it's Nahuatl. Do you?
I don't think it is. It is not a Nahuatl word, but lots of trees, cobblestone roads, the colonial architecture, even the new stuff is kind of built to blend in. So visually, it's a very beautiful part of the city, but you will either be Ubering or you will be driving because it's not well connected.
No. There is a metro in Coyoacan, but it's pretty north in the neighborhood, right?
It is very at one end of it, and then because that's like Del Carmen, and I forget the other one. Like if in Coyoacan, well, something to make sure of if you are considering Mexico City and you are talking about Coyoacan, you need to know that the borough is named Coyoacan, and there are parts of it that are rural as hell. There, when most people be like, "Oh, we went to Coyoacan Central, or we went to like Frida Kahlo's house," that's in Del Carmen. So be careful because somebody will show you an apartment that's out there, and you're like, "Where the hell am I? Where's civilization?" Because you're out there in a very rural part. What are those wires for?
Climbing vines.
Okay, because I was like, I thought the electrocution wires, and I was like, that's
No.
a weird place to put them.
Those wires, I have no idea.
Okay.
They just I'm not gonna cut it because I don't know what it does, but just hanging wires. My building. I talked to my realtor the other day who helped me get in here, and she represented the owner, and she was very clear. She, without saying it, she was like, "That owner, terrible, terrible, absolutely terrible." Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Zerubbabel 777 says, "I was naive enough to think I could walk to Coyoacan during my visit in 2024. My duty driver was like, ha."
I mean, I can walk there, but I don't.
How long would that walk be?
From my old apartment,
No, we're talking about your current
the
apartment.
new apartment,
You said you can walk there, so what
Oh,
would
yeah.
it take?
35,
Okay.
40 minutes.
Okay. Now, what part of a city would you say you're in? North, south, east, or west?
People will say I am in the southern part of the city, but there is a lot of city south of me.
It's a huge city.
But
and the south part, there's a lot of there's a lot of city that is people don't really visit.
yes, and I think when you think about the stuff that people think of the central part of the city, I am south of that.
Yes.
But there's a lot of city. There's a good hour of city south of me.
So she's 35 minutes away from Coyoacan, from the border of Coyoacan. Don't let her lie to you, the border. And she lives in south. Coyoacan is south, and she lives in the south. Where I live, that would be like a 2-hour walk.
No.
Hour and a half?
2-hour walk would get you to my house. Because I walked from my old house to right here on Melcoro Campo. That was about a 2-hour walk.
So if I'm a 2-hour walk from you and Coyoacan is a 30-minute walk from
35.
south of the city. Let me see. How long would it take me to walk to Frida Kahlo's from here? Because that's a really central part.
Because I think when Christine was here, they walked down there, and it was like 45 minutes from our house to Casa Azul.
An hour and 3 minutes in transportation, 2 hour and 9 minutes to Casa Azul.
And that's if you huffing it, I think. I think you making really good time.
Oh yeah. Listen.
Yeah, you can
Your
see
place.
You can see my place.
You can see your place, and
Yeah,
it's all
that's
the way
what I'm
down
saying
there.
because it's a straight shot.
I'm gonna show them this because the address isn't showing. Wait, is there anything I don't want to show?
No, I don't think so.
Adelia's house, it's like it's like 1/4. There's 1/4 of the way left. By the time I walk to Delia's house, we're 3/4 of the way, and there's 1/4 left. But we're much closer on public transportation than this place is, because this place would require a number of transfers
Yeah.
on public transportation. Zero Bubble says, I was staying close to Paseo de la Reforma.
Yeah, no, you weren't going to walk from Reforma.
Now, Reforma is a very long street,
That is true.
but there's no place
On
For-
Reforma that it would be walkable from,
I think I'm the closest place on Reforma, right? Because I'd be
Yeah.
further, yes.
because you're kind of in the middle.
Or maybe over where in the hotel zone might be
A
a
little
little
better.
closer, but then you're still walking at that
Yeah.
angle. You still have to hit you're still going east, right? I tell people, yes, you can walk it. For most things in the city. Most things in the city, yes, it's walkable. Yes, you can get almost anywhere in the city on feet. It might take you 4 hours.
And sometimes
My family.
that's what you do because there's a protest and the metro bus you were counting on taking, the station is closed.
I went the other day to get on the. I told Adelia where I was going. It was right by her house, and she was like, "Girl, the metro closed." So I'm
Well,
on.
technically it was open, but for some reason it was not functioning properly.
I'm in one metro station about to transfer to the next, and she was like, "Baby, that transfer station,
Don't do it.
that's not what you want to do. You want to get off early and do some other stuff." Then the bus wasn't running. Carmen, when you did your hop on, hop off bus the other day, how was the traffic? What was going on? Tell us everything.
The traffic wasn't bad when we were going to Guayacan.
It went all the way down to Coyoacán?
That's
then you
why
didn't
it
go to
was
the
a
museum, did you?
6-hour
But
day.
we missed it
Okay.
because we got there after,
Uh-huh.
because we started late.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, traffic was typical city traffic. It wasn't as bad as it was like later on.
Coming
in the
back.
day.
So when you went to Coyoacán, it was fine. And when you were coming back,
Yeah,
it was less fine?
I mean, it was heavy traffic either way, and it took quite a while. It took the drive back was a little over an hour.
We tell people that when you are I'm very bad about this. I say it, but I'm very bad about, look at her face, she knows. I'm very bad about this. Google tells you a time, Google is playing in your face. A lot of times, like in the metros here, Google will be like, they'll give you the time, and the time to transfer from one train to the next, or like it's a 2-minute walk. It is a 22-minute walk. It is a solid, and there are like 6 sets of stairs you got to go up and down. I wish I was exaggerating, but I'm not. Some of these, literally, Google will be like, and then you just get off and go to the other. The stations are connected, but they're not physically like one is on one street, the other's on a different block.
They weren't built together.
No.
And so they basically dug a tunnel. Like when you ride the metro to the airport, where you connect, it's just shy of half a mile.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you look at the stations on the map, they are several blocks away from each other. You're just going through a tunnel to connect to them.
And Google would be like 5-minute walk, and you got your luggage on you, and it really is. So I think I've been in a station 20 minutes walking. Tacubaya?
Oh, that's different. 3 metro lines come together, and each line is at a different depth, and it is a major transfer station. So it's always crowded, ton of stairs. Yeah.
Very much hot. It's to me, it's a version of hell, right? Like we're down in the depth. It's hot. There's a lot of people. Everyone's just trying to, not pushy, but like
Everybody's got somewhere to go.
everywhere's got somewhere to go, and there's some urgency. Everybody got a little bit of urgency, right? Kat says Tacubaya is overwhelming.
It is.
It's very Mexico City Metro.
The
You
only
go-
one that is worse than that is it San Lorenzo?
I think that's what I was gonna say. The one that transfers between the pink and the
The pink, the brown, whatever color line A is. And then I think there are four metros that come there because I watched a video. Hello. I watched a video the other day talking about it. It's the largest station in this country, and it's also the worst one.
I think that's the one I transfer out when I'm going to IKEA. I have some
Well,
runner sunglasses
And
downstairs.
we'll also be covered.
It's covered.
It's got a roof.
Yeah. The station I transfer out to go to IKEA literally is upstairs. Walk
It's San
3 or
Lazaro.
4 blocks.
That's what it is,
And
I
then-
think.
Let's see. If I were to do, oh, this is saying 2 transfers.
Did you talk about the meetup?
I mentioned that we're meeting up today in Mexico City.
Doing a very Mexico City thing.
Adelia didn't want to do it. Adelia was like, "Girl, are you crazy?" Tell the people.
And yeah, I
Why
did.
you think I have bad ideas?
I'm glad I'm not the person in charge because we are going out to Xochimilco, which is another part of the city that is an hour and a half away from the city. It is not, I just remember somebody telling me, like, don't get in trouble out there because they do jungle justice. Like, the cops don't really, like, they handle their own out there. It is quasi-rural. If you've ever seen the Mexico City was built on a lake. How do you feed people on a lake? You make artificial islands called chinampas. There are still chinampas left from the Aztec time out there. And so we're going to go on a trajinera and ride through there. Very Mexico City thing to do.
Yes, and there's gonna be music and mariachis and food.
And today is
and
Sunday.
alcohol. That's what she was like.
So everybody and their mama going to be there.
Adelia was like, "Why would you do something like that? What are you thinking?" And I was like, "Fun. I'm thinking fun."
And
She
I'm
hated it.
thinking logistics. And that is the difference. She's like, fun idea. And I'm the person thinking, how do we negotiate that? How do we make all the people where we need them to be and make sure and not get ripped off? There's a lot that goes into it.
On the busiest day we could possibly do it.
Yes.
Sunday.
So that is why I thought it was a bad idea. I think you need to come say hello to the people.
Speaking of bad ideas. Speaking of the queen of bad ideas.
Buenos dias.
Hello. Hi. Have a seat. Okay, hi. Take this one. Take my seat. Ah, she's always trying to sit up on me. Hi, friends.
Okay, now you make me look short.
Los gigantes. How's everyone? Are we gonna have any birthday beverage? Is it
We
too
do
early?
have a birthday
birthday
beverage. I
beverage?
don't know what she did with the bottle.
She may have gone to get it.
Yeah, she may have gone to get it because
Okay.
that's what this is.
Okay. Oh, stamps?
No, it was something from Argentina that our sommelier friend
Oh,
suggested.
pour it up. Did you have some?
No,
Oh,
I
okay.
think we poured it before she got here.
Oh, okay. Our time. Another round. I'm out here in the sun with no sunglasses. I'm such an amateur traveler. I left my sunglasses. I left my hand fan, but I do have my little chargeable fan. I'm so inexperienced at all of this.
Said, say hello to the ajolotes. Those are the amphibians that are only found in Xochimilco.
Amphibian. Like a
With
lizard?
the little, you've seen them everywhere. They've got the little gills. Yeah, those are ajolotes.
Oh.
And so while our mayor is painting everything purple and painting ajolotes everywhere, she's not doing anything to clean up the water where they live.
Oh. Listen. Thank you. I have one of these. Thank you. Gracias. Ask and you shall receive. I come to parties and get gifts. I come empty-handed. I brought my own coffee. You brought the scar.
I came
I
empty-handed
was stealing from you.
and I received things. Thank you kindly. I appreciate that. Oh, and it's
It
orange.
matches.
I'm keeping it. This is mine forever. Thank you kindly. Yeah. So birthdays are a wonderful time for reflection and for plotting and planning. I hope that this year for you, Rashida, is mind-blowingly amazing and
Yes.
that it is filled with all of the things that bring you joy.
Thank you.
And I hope that it goes, at a good tempo, not too fast, not too slow.
Thank you.
Okay, to 47.
Salud,
Yes,
salud,
salud,
salud.
salud. Oh.
La cumpleañera.
Huh?
I said la cumpleañera. That's you.
Come on, man.
Are you
Well,
comfortable?
we can probably do this. Move that back.
All right. So we're drinking some sparkling from Argentina.
And what is theirs called? Not cava,
Sparkling.
not prosecco.
No.
Okay,
Donna.
sparkling.
Brand.
Okay.
Just says
Cava.
sparkling.
Do we have a ranking of birthday beverages? Champagne, prosecco, cava, and now the sparkling.
I would say so. Yeah. The red wine last night.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I didn't even look at the label. What was it? What was the
Something else.
It
I got a
started
list.
with a T.
Toso, I think.
red? No, the type of wine.
Oh, it was Malbec.
Also from
I like Malbec. I like Shiraz.
Have you ever had a white Malbec?
No.
I had that in Veracruz. I didn't know it was a thing.
Did you like it?
Mhm.
No. I can't even imagine. Not a blush. It
No,
wasn't white plus Malbec.
no.
Because I've had that.
I saw Stephanie with a cup, and I was like, "What's in that cup?" She said,
What?
"Rosé." I said, "No, really," because you can't trust her not to put different fluids in the same glass and call it something.
Everything is made up. Everything is
You're
made
not
up.
wrong. You're not wrong.
Put a little Fanta in there. Everything is made. You didn't have Fanta. What was it?
I got
There
Fanta.
was an orange. There was some orange. You just
There's a what's the orange soda?
and then they'd be like, "Oh, brilliant."
I'm
If I was a
barely
white
drink
man, they
soda.
would be like, "Oh,
Look at her.
genius,
Genius.
genius." The problem is, I have a grande cabeza grande. Estos son por cabezas normal. Yo tengo cabeza grande. See?
I might have some other sunglasses. Most of
I
mine
think I
are.
may just have to be a sunglasses person. It's my own fault. I got to suffer the consequences. So new at travel.
So new.
Never left the house before. Never left the house before.
How am I supposed
So
to know what to
new.
pack?
Oh, cabezona.
Mm-hmm.
Is that big head?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I have a large
I'm
pumpkin.
gonna
My pumpkin is
save that in the clip for the next time you call me a manasa.
amenaza. I didn't realize that they use the same word for menace, and it's really a threat. So when we walk into stores with people, and Rashida, as soon as you walk into a store with Rashida, she gonna harass the salespeople. Well, what is free? Give this to me for free. This price is
That's a
ridiculous,
lie.
right? So I'll be like, "Ella es una amenaza."
I do be like, this price is ridiculous. Because usually the price is ridiculous. So what are we doing?
I'll be like, "Ella es una amenaza."
What's the price for me?
But I don't. Sometimes I think that means threat. I don't know how to. I guess the smile.
Well,
makes
I
a
think
difference.
because in Spanish, everything is context.
Because every word has 7 meanings.
Because we can't use new words to mean things. We just got to keep using the 5 words we have.
And if it's a verb, it's going to get conjugated one way, and that one way is going to have 7 different uses.
This is beautiful. So is
you.
it
She
a
made it.
onesie in
No,
the
it's
front and a
two-piece.
twosie in the back?
No, it's a 2-piece.
Beautiful.
She got them titties out?
Oh,
Well,
wait.
I gotta do something with them.
Right.
I think about once upon a time, I wanted a boob job because I ain't have none.
Who knew menopause was gonna do this?
Bring them out. Bring them out. My waiter told me today was going to be the best day of my life.
Really?
Mhm.
Why did they say that? Any reason
I don't
particular?
know. I guess I look like somebody who about to have the best
Great
day of
day,
my
huh?
life. So who knows what we're gonna get into?
I have planned some good things, y'all.
Yeah.
And by that, I mean I'm getting on a barge, letting a man with a big stick. They use a big stick to push you around like they do in Venice. They just kind of push you through around. It's like a giant gondola, but flat
Yeah. And
Um,
covered.
and covered, and there'll be a lot of chairs. And so I'm about to have a man push me on. They do it for 1 hour or 2. I haven't decided. I figure we'll let people vote when we get there on how much time they want to be out on the water.
We might as well do 2 because by the time you say hi to everybody, an hour has passed. Have we said it's 20 people, right?
Mhm.
By the time you say hi to everyone, it's over an hour.
And people are on my side. If there's no price, it must be free.
Mhm.
She's actually said that to people.
It's factually accurate. If there's no price, you're probably about to make up a price. And if everything's made up and you're about to make up a price for me,
Make up
why not
0?
0? If you can just pick whatever price you want, how low can we go? I think we can go to 0. Why not? Why not? Stop being stingy.
Mhm. I think I will have this.
I brought that back from Senegal.
This is perfect. I mean,
And she talking about,
look at the colors.
I will have this.
Oh, man.
I don't,
Uh-oh.
are you breaking things?
Uh-oh.
So yeah, so we're just here chilling. I think we've probably reached the end. Do you want to speak to people more? I'm on my 2nd glass, so
Oh, good.
I'm tapped out a little bit. So if you want to do
Okay.
some talking, you can talk.
I don't really have anything new to say. Oh, but I think that the message for the day, the theme for the day between Rashida and Adelia, the theme for the day has been do it today,
Yes.
right? Do it today. You know, this is not fear mongering. This is the realization that everything changes. If you have an opportunity to seize an opportunity, do it today because you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. Good or bad. It could be a good change. That means you can't do the thing that you always wanted to do. It could be a bad change, right? So we're going to see carpe diem the shit out of this day
Yes.
and the shit out of this year and our lives and that.
It's
What? You know I can talk. You go. It's your
related. Listen, this is the alcohol. It's my 2nd glass. Related to that, if it's do it today, one of you out there. Let's talk about this in the future. But today, I'm telling you, alcohol, it's the day for you to make the first step in your divorce.
There is somebody who needs to hear that.
It's you. It's you. If you heard this and you feel like I think she's talking to me, I'm talking to you. First step in your divorce. Do it today. Look up the lawyer's name. Figure out what you want to do. Do you want to file by yourself? What do you want to do? Today.
Okay. Boom. What is it in Espanol?
Aprovecha el día.
Oh. Provecho.
Aprovecha el día.
Seize the day. Divorce. Oh. So I watched all 46 episodes of the Nature Boy Club.
Did you?
I did. I did.
Do you know this?
The documentary, it's on a channel called Hood Horror. So I was like, this is going to be nonsense. It wasn't like, it was really high for the nonsense it was.
Uh-huh.
And for the name Hood Horrors, it was very good. But I was going somewhere with this. Hood
You
Horrors,
finished
divorce.
it?
I finished it. But takeaway. Oh, remember back in the day where people, like random men would come online and be like, this is just a cult.
Mhm.
Y'all are
Lesbian
black
cult.
lesbian. Y'all are lesbians trying to steal black women away to another country. After watching the documentary, I was like, okay, yes. Not that we're a cult, but I understand where this widespread concern came from. Y'all are just a cult of Black lesbians trying to steal Black women from the U.S. After watching the documentary about the cult, which I knew nothing about, but apparently was very popular online, I was like, I understand now.
Cults do be out there.
Cults do be out there. And he was like, everything is better outside the U.S. Leave Babylon. Come live here. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. I get it now. I see why you think that. We never told people to come live on a compound with us and poop in the backyard. But I understand why there may have been some legitimate concern along with some hating ass men, right? Like I was like, oh, I see what y'all were seeing that made y'all think maybe we were a cult. We're not.
I just tell people, totally, we're not a cult. Is that helpful? Totally not.
I said, oh, I see it now. But the funniest thing for me was he kept talking about how like you have to leave Babylon. And like you shouldn't be working, you shouldn't be like you should be living your own life free, eating. Listen, I believe it. You should be out eating fruit, whatever. But the way he supported himself
That
was by getting donations from people who were working in Babylon. And I was like, I don't understand how you're telling everyone it's terrible. You shouldn't be working there. This is the life you should be living out here with us. But you can't live that life unless they're sending you. Yeah. He eventually called it tithing. Eventually he got to tithing. You need to be tithing to me.
is it Wonder Boy? What is it called?
Nature
Boy.
Nature Boy.
I just
The rise and fall of Nature Boy and carbonation on the channel Hood Horrors on YouTube. I know that because there are 46 episodes and they said the title on every 46 episodes. It went by fast.
Did it go by fast?
It went by fast.
I didn't watch it, but what I know is it gets worse and worse, right? It's one of those things where you're like, oh my God,
there's
what else could possibly happen?
Trigger warning. It's bad. There are women abused all through it.
Because of course.
So yes, I was watching that. I was like, I do see some similarities between what we're saying, but we're not saying you got to come live with us.
No.
We're not saying you can't poop in the toilet. You got to poop in the backyard. There's a lot of stuff we're not saying. We're saying live wherever you want, right? We're not saying come live with us in Costa Rica until we get deported from Costa Rica. Come live with us in Belize until the police are like, y'all got to go. We're not doing that. We're saying go live your life wherever you want.
Go where you want.
But yes, I was like, I get it now. I get where the concern, if it was legitimate concern, I get where it's coming from.
Because I did think that was odd that was the default where men went, that they were like, this is a cult. I really did think that was odd.
I was like, where is this random paranoia coming from? And then I was like, that man was culted out.
Yeah.
He had them people turned. The minute he got popular on a platform called Bib or Gig or some platform I'd never heard of before during the pandemic, and he started making like $20,000, $30,000 a month on there, he went back to Atlanta. And no more was that you can't drink or smoke. It was in the club buying bottles. He went straight back, ran.
Nature Boy was not very nature.
Nature Boy said, when I ain't got no money, it's Costa Rica, it's Belize, send me $3,000 and I'm good for the month. He got a little bit more money and he was like, let me come to Atlanta, rent this house, get the slingshot and live it up. Mm-hmm. So the principalities were not a priority. They changed as the money changed.
Okay.
But yes, we're not a cult. Mm-mm. We don't live together.
No, and listen, don't nobody want to be in charge. I think that's the main difference. Nobody here
wants to be in charge of anything. Absolutely not.
In charge or even slightly responsible?
No.
That's the first key.
Also, okay, so in this documentary, there was a lot of sex.
Mm-hmm.
And some of it was consensual and some of it wasn't.
Mm.
But and I know there's a lot of coercive control over the woman in the group,
Yeah.
but there was a lot of like raving about and spoken desire about sleeping with a man who you could did not care about their pleasure at all. You could tell did not care about their pleasure at all.
Yeah.
And it was like, who gets to sleep with him tonight? Who gets to fillet him tonight? And it's like, this man does not. I know watching this video, if he gave him a map, he would be like, well, the G spot doesn't exist, so I don't have to find it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't need to worry about where it is because it's not real. And it was like I said, I understand that there's coercive control and these women weren't really in their right minds, but the way they were like, that's my daddy, that's my king, that's my this.
Boy.
I love it. I get to sleep with him the most. He loves me I was like, none of you have ever met pleasure.
Yeah.
Not in this situation.
Yeah.
I am sad for you. Like, because yes. But like,
you finished it or
finished.
is he in jail? Prison?
Yes.
Did other people go to prison?
The documentary didn't talk about other people going to prison.
Okay.
There probably were a few others that he would just be like, hit her. And then we would walk up and hit her.
Yeah.
Someone else. And it was like, I'm getting hit in the face because he didn't like the look on my face.
Mm-hmm.
No, fam.
Murder.
Yeah. Sometimes we have women's children or someone else be like, let me go and check these people out for you. I get it.
Yeah, no, it was he was getting PPP loans. I was like,
Everybody
that's what I
apparently
thought.
got
Yeah.
PPP loans except
that's
us.
part of the Atlanta money
That's
too.
how I thought they were supporting themselves.
No, they got. For a while, he was supporting himself because a president of a college, a pastor at a church, was also president of a college, was sending him $3,000 a month that he met when he was in Atlanta, and he was a gay prostitute.
He was a prostitute.
Yes.
Nature boy or
Don't matter if he
Nature
was gay.
Mhm.
He was a prostitute. It's like male nurse. No, because that's the default. Is a nurse is a woman. The default
so we
is a
just said
prostitute is a woman. No.
So I think there's a point for me there, but I don't really know how to get to, and it's that he claims he wasn't gay. He was just doing it for the money, and I feel like that's a point.
I think if you're doing sex work on the street, women are not your clients.
Mhm.
I would say.
I don't think he was doing sex work on the street. He started in a male strip club, and that's where most of his clients. But not relevant, except that man said the man said he was gay for pay, but there were accusations that when he was culting, there were some of the men.
Yeah, I heard about some gross things that they all were required to do that. Gay somewhere, right?
The morals were very slippery on that one. The morals were like, whatever it takes.
While being homophobic, gay somewhere.
So, yes.
Also, another wrap-up point is get you some sisterhood, get you some community, get you some people who will show up for you,
Yes.
and for whom you show up, because it's life-changing. There's nothing like it. I don't know that there's anything that can elevate your life or your sanity like some Black women on your side, right? Black women friendships over everything.
No culting. No culting, but actual sisterhood where you give and receive. Those women were not receiving.
No.
They were giving their body, giving their time, giving their energy. Sisterhood.
Yeah.
And no matter what the sisterhood is about, don't let a man be center to it. He's not central.
Say he shouldn't be a
He's
man.
not central.
A man tried to invite himself on our meetup with a little sad face yesterday. A little sad face.
Oh, in your
Steve.
yesterday? Okay.
A little sad face yesterday. No. Because
No boys.
Stinky.
as much as we elevate Black women friendships, if a man, especially a cute man, like a handsome man shows up, women gonna be all over him, right? No, we here to talk to each other. We not here to. They're gonna fawn all over him. Oh, he's so nice.
And he's young.
Yeah, he's so nice. No, you stay home. You cannot come. You cannot come. It's gonna be too disruptive. We're not. A lot of our community is not yet
Decentered.
It's not hostile enough to women. We're not yet there.
I raised my hand as the leader of the hostilities.
That's the thing you're taking charge of.
Taking charge of the leader of hostilities.
You saw in honor of your birthday yesterday, Stephanie told people to leave their husbands at home.
I did put it on my list yesterday.
Oh, I missed that.
Things to leave. Probably you don't want to take this. We talked yesterday on my YouTube channel about things you want to take with you when you leave the country. And I was like, probably you don't want to take it. I'm assuming.
Odds are pretty good.
I'm assuming if you're married to an American man, you probably don't want to take him with you when you go someplace else. And I did. That was your
Thank you.
in honor of your birthday.
Also, when you leave the U.S. and you meet men abroad, guess what? They're still men. So Stephanie said you might want to leave your U.S. men at home. They may be different individually outside in the streets, but collectively, the patriarchy still has them thinking,
Yeah,
they're important. That's right. All right, I think that might be it for the day. I have alcohol. Members, we're not meeting today because alcohol and meetup. So I will see you guys next week. Everyone, thanks for being here and hanging out with us. And we'll see you later. Carmen, do you want to come say goodbye?
Yeah.
Carmen's going to come say goodbye.
you'll never guess where Carmen is from.
She already came and said hello, but yes.
Bye, people.
Yes. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Bye, y'all.